to help you realize that it is how fantasy art has been done and so on and so forth. Right? So this guy is pretty thorough as well. Can you see? Yeah. So it will tell you how, and how the functions of muscles, how it squashes, how it stretches, and what kind of form it shapes. And then the silhouette it gives you to define more a good what they call volume to the character. You know what I mean? And it's more believable, right? So the reason why you're doing anatomy is to ensure that when you're doing your character design, you do not have like a wrong proportional, character, which is not believable, which is out of proportion, it is not stable, and it doesn't make sense. You get what I mean? So it's a huge thing, but you know you can always narrow it down and pick up the key components. It's good to know a lot of things, and then you have to customize to what you want to use in your what they call, how do you want to utilize in for your character design and so on and so forth. That's how helpful it's going to be for anatomy. Am I making sense? So it's not going to be like fine art and then you're going to take a character. I'm not going to send there or get a model for you to come and sit down there. You have to do live drawing and all that. No. So you guys have to look into this book and then try to understand, hey, what are the key components? How is the volume is shaped? How is the character when the torsos and so on and so forth? How does it form, and it gives you a good silhouette, and the proportionally is correct. How do you want to kind of like break the proportion and make it a little bit more, something like this, right? This kind of character is a fantasy character, so how do you want to um, change the proportions a little bit, but without making it like non-believable. You get what I'm trying to say, right? So it's more so like it's telling you like hey, I have a different fantasy character. It's a bit weird, or it's a bit more exaggerated. So to what extent can we exaggerate things and so on and so forth. Okay, so I like this book a lot, right? These are all references. Okay, so you just have to refer to how the form is. You know what I mean? So where is the shoulder blades is coming in, and how does it cut in and then get your chest? So I'll put it in a very what they call artisty language, rather than having it the deltoids and blah blah blah. I'm not going to speak about too in depth over the muscle names in terms of in scientific manner. So we we simplify it so that it's easier for you to understand. Making sense? All right, cool. So why I'm showing you all this is, sometimes when you're doing your character design and all that, if you don't need to go and do like you try to draw in skeletal drawings and so on and so forth. But at the same time, it's like, okay, I can use certain proportions from here, or the posture of this, and then eventually to paint over it to form my character. You get what I mean? The shortcuts will come in later on, right? Alright. So before you go for shortcuts, understand it first. Know something and then break the rules. Alright? So you don't feel silly when you go out to the industry or whatever not, and then they say, hey, what have you done, and so on and so forth. You go like, okay, um, I I just use this and copy. You get what I mean? And it looks like you're not prepared. You did not study much, or you're not aware of what you're doing. You have to be a little savvy over what you tend to say it, whether it's going to be a shortcut terms, or steps that you're going to do to convey your drawings or whatever, not your concept, your idea. So you kind of like, huh, okay, this is what I've learned. I'm going to simplify it and customize it in an easy manner, right? So that is the thing that you're going to work on. There's going to be a couple of things that you will be doing. So this week you will be testing out ZBrush, okay, and you will start off with a simple skeletal sculpting. All right, Ken? Okay. So these are the postures. You can look at it and then see how the whole muscle and then uh, how the body shape of the character is going to be, and practically the volume of it. Yeah. So you have a study with this. Please have a look through the books. This is kind of like cool if you are into fantasy. If you want to go for realism, you can still utilize this. It's not like you cannot utilize at all. It's just more. This is more artistically given to you, right? Explained to you. Yeah. All right. Then we move on to cartoonic character, which you will have like distortions and so on.